Hello, my name is Andrew Thorey, and I'm the founder of the Solar Auditor. Solar Auditor is founded on the idea that site assessments and site evaluations should be done first, and then you should use that information to get the best possible pricing. So what we'd like to start off with is looking at your actual usage. So the best place to go is to your electric bill. So we look at your load profile, and what we put in is residential, and the software here is going to give us a few choices of what's closest in temperature and living conditions to what your house is, and based on that information it kind of gives us a rough idea of similar electric bills in the area. And what we would do is we'd come in here and we'd put in your actual bill. So in this case, let's say it's 900 kilowatt hours used a month. So with this software, it's pretty cool. We're able to go through and see expectations of what the amount of air conditioning you use, your base load, it's like your refrigerator and things. We can look at what the summer's like, what the autumn's like, and what winter. So it's pretty cool. We look at the whole year. It's kind of your averages. We get the total. This is where your electric is actually going. And from this, we kind of say, okay, you need roughly this size system. Now what we do is we look at your home, go to 2D version here. We've already drawn this up, so you can expect to have this complete by the time we get on the phone with you. And then we pop it up into 3D. This will also be complete by the time we get on the phone with you. So we can say, yeah, that's my house, and it's pretty cool. So you can get a good idea here of exactly what your house looks like and where the sun goes. So these two lines, this is representing the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, and this is representing the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. And with this information, we are actually able to create a really cool design. So next step, we come into the design. I'm going to add a new design, round 3. And here, I'm going to come into round 3. And get started. So the first step, I like to run your irradiance, is what it's called, where we can see exactly how strong the sun is in the different areas of roof. So basically, these red dots are going to be the strongest sun. The orange are going to be the next strongest. And I don't see any. You got a few green, and a blue would be basically very weak solar irradiance. Alright, so our next step is to add a component, and we're going to do add component, fill with modules. And a common module on the market right now that's a good price point as well as good production is these Solar World 280s. And for this type of home, typically with triangles, landscape seems to fit a few more. So we set it to 280s and landscape, and then we place the panels. So the back side of the home, we're able to put 11 modules. We're going to do add component, fill with modules, landscape, same thing, these 280s, and microinverters to make things a little bit more straightforward for wiring the whole thing up. So we're going to add some more here. Looks like we fit another 9 over there. And now we're going to add some more. Add component, fill with modules, Solar World 280s with a microinverter, and we'll put them here. That's it. So it looks like roughly off the top of this, you know what, may fit 1 or 2 right there. So let's go for it. And this is all rough. This is a rough speculation of what we can do. But typically the sales companies, this is it. This is where you're basing your contract on. They're going to have similar software that they're going to run, and they're going to say this is what's going to fit, and then you sign a contract based on that. What we do is we'll actually do a site visit next and confirm that this fits, and if we can fit a few more panels if needed, we go for it and we see exactly where we can fit them. So this way you're not locked into a contract prior to knowing how many solar panels you can actually fit. So then we're going to come over to our 3D visualization. get an idea of exactly what it's going to look like with these solar panels on it. Again, summer solstice, winter solstice, and here we see, we've got all the solar panels placed right on the home. Now, some people might want to try and put a few down here. It's possible, but overall, this is pretty much the closest you're going to get to filling these areas with leaving room for your fire setbacks and your walkways and everything. And so the next step is to actually run this through a simulation, and simulation is actually going to tell us exactly how much power those solar panels are going to produce based on their orientation to the sun and their pitch of what we believe it is. And it's pretty cool to see that this is a very good idea of exactly what your solar is going to produce. Other companies will do this as well, but what we like to do is we then come out to the site and verify it. So here we see it's got a total of 13.14 megawatt hours, and that is definitely going to be a lot of power. And what we do next is we'll take this data, this chart, and overlay it with the chart that I showed you before, so this way we can see exact offsets of that solar. So that's a basic rundown of how a Solar Auditor is going to work with you. Take all this data then to the solar companies and get the best possible pricing. So we look forward to working with you, and I hope to hear from you soon.